Welcome everyone, Gamer King Tario here, back with another PlayStation Vita review. Today we're going to look at Sony's exclusive beat-em-up brawler, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. In PlayStation All-Stars, you play as one of 20 different PlayStation characters in a Smash Bros. Style beat-em-up. The game is arcadey, which is a nice change of pace from all the technical fighters that have come around, and it's easy enough for anyone to pick up and play. Each character uses the same control scheme, but to a different moveset, so you never feel completely lost when you're trying a new character. The action in the game is furious and chaotic, and it's meant to be. While the game does a good job of making you feel comfortable, each character feels different enough that you'll definitely develop favorites. The game uses a specials feature, where successfully attacking other characters will fill up a meter, and once your meter is filled up, you'll be able to earn an ability that can do a special attack and defeat an opponent. You can do this up to 3 times, each level gaining you a more powerful ability until you have 3 bars filled. Then you'll be treated to a nice little cutscene and be able to do some brutal stuff with a sting of bunch of successful kills. Some people aren't going to like this particular style, but I myself loved it. It added a real sense of strategy, especially in the multiplayer. The games are on a 3-minute timer, so if you hit 2 bars with 50 seconds left, you have to make the decision, do I use my special now, or do I hope to get a third and perhaps save it up and go all out with 3 bars, or risk not using any at all. Decisions like this add that little bit of strategy to the game and pull it all together. Beyond that though, there isn't a whole lot of depth to the actual fighting. Not all moves are created equal, so you'll see a lot of repeat attacks, especially in the multiplayer, with your powerful ranged moves. Graphically, PlayStation All-Stars looks really good on the Vita. The characters come through with all their distinct style and they mesh really well together in the different universes. There are some bland details on some of the characters, but for the most part they're of high quality. Though the real star of the game's graphics are the stages. Some of them just look absolutely amazing, like the Resistance San Francisco level, and even the other lesser ones still look really good on the Vita. All of the stages are interactive as well, which adds to the dynamic of the game. It's not uncommon to see stages radically shift during gameplay or explosions or debris falling all around you. All of these are well done with the theme and they add to the already chaotic experience. The frame rate on the Vita generally remains steady, even with all the action from the characters and stages, though the load times can seem excessive, so keep that in mind. In terms of game modes, PlayStation All-Stars is pretty light. Your basic modes contain arcade mode, trials mode, and online mode. There is also a versus mode and a practice mode as well. The arcade mode consists of your standard ladder matches against other AI opponents until you hit your rival battle. Each character in PlayStation All-Stars is given a specific rival, which they have to battle on their way through the boss in the arcade mode. Some of these are really clever on who the rival is, but some of them feels like they were just kind of pieced together to make sure that everyone had a rival. The arcade mode doesn't do anything radically different than most fighters, but it is really short. It's basically a half dozen matches, fight your rival, fight the boss, and then repeat with a different character. I would have liked to see a little bit more variety and some different kind of things to break up just the standard ladder match way, but at the same time I'm glad that they didn't pad it by making you fight 15 different matches, then the rival, then the boss. If they're going to do that and not be totally original with different content, then you might as well keep it short and sweet. Trials mode is also standard fare, where you're basically required to accomplish specific tasks that are assigned to either the individual character or overall. These tasks involve performing certain attacks or combos or surviving or dodging. There aren't as many of them per character as I would have liked, and I didn't find them all that interesting, but it might be something you can do when you're out and about and you have some spare time with your Vita. Sony has claimed that there's a ton to do in PlayStation All-Stars, like over 100 hours worth. Now I'm not sure about all that, but most of that comes from the leveling system. No matter what mode you participate in, whether it's arcade mode or online mode or just a plain versus match, you're going to level up whatever character you're playing. Now you don't gain in-game advantages from leveling them up, but you do unlock different costumes, taunts, intros, music, and etc. In my opinion, this takes full advantage of the Vita. Where being glued to my console, I seriously doubt that I would take the time to level multiple characters. But on my Vita when I'm out and about, it's a perfect excuse to try all the characters and at least unlock all the different costumes during some downtime. Speaking of longevity, online play is going to be where the majority of players spend their time. PlayStation All-Stars features both cross-buy and cross-play support. So if you own the PS3 version, you can download the Vita version for free. But it also has cross-save and cross-play features, so you're able to play online matches with people who are playing on their PS3. In the online games that I've played, they've been virtually perfect in terms of lag and connection times, and nothing beats beating up against human opponents. The game is still furious and it has a lot of fun to drop in for a 3-minute round of button mashing whenever you get the chance. It's online pick up and play at its finest. Overall, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale is a fine addition to the Vita library. The lack of depth to the fighting mechanic, light single player, and the limited roster of characters add to some of the drawbacks, but it makes it a fighter that I would generally prefer to own on the Vita if I had to make a choice. It's perfect for small, quick, frantic doses. But thanks to the cross-buy feature, most gamers won't have to make this choice, but I am reviewing the Vita version here. PlayStation All-Stars is exactly what we thought it was, and overall it succeeds with a colorful cast of characters, frantic combat, beautiful set pieces, and addictive multiplayer. It's not the best fighter on the Vita, but it might be the one you find yourself reaching for.